Don't be alarmed if you see this dream. It's just the after dream calling you and saying, hey. What's that all about? Why did that beep when I plugged it in? What is this? I don't even know. I don't even know if it's plugged in. Well, regardless, it beeped. It beeped like a mofo, which is the most way you can beep. True beepers are known to beep like mofos. Am I a true beeper? Well, I don't normally beep unless you press me like this. Beep! We're going to make some potatoes because I'm hungry. We're kind of out of food. We need to go to the grocery store tomorrow. Oh, I get it. Nobody's here. Well, that's fine. You know what? Nobody? Oh, now there's one person. Likely story, one person. Anyway, the point is, that's fine. I'm just soliciting a little company for the making of potatoes process. I think I'll make enough for both me and Rachel. We don't have any butter. We do have plenty of sour cream though, so we're just gonna have to sour cream it up. Maybe put a little, and some cheese, you know, maybe put a little oil in there. That's all we can do, we can't do no more. Oh, there aren't even hardly any potatoes left. There's only 3 potatoes left. I guess Rachel wants to make potatoes. We really need to go to the store. Oh my God, it's ridiculous how much we need to go to the store. We have no butter, tomorrow. Rachel, I don't think was really feeling it today. We talked about that being a, not that, Eric, what are you doing? That's done. Alright, so we're going to peel these potatoes first. Hi, Ty. It's me who's live. Is me the correct answer? I think so. Okay. I'm gonna wash these potatoes. There's actually no reason to wash them because, well, I was gonna skin them first before I put them in there, but you know what? Fine. We'll let that water boil. While it boils, I'll skin a few potatoes. You know the old saying, there's more than one way to skin a potato. But only one good way to skin a potato. Anyway, with a potato peeler. You might say, potatoes don't have skin, Eric. That's peel. Well, conventionally it's called potato skin. I know it's not really skin per se. It's not the largest organ in the human body. But you know what it is? It is deserving of our admiration and respect. When I say the lowly potato, yes. The lowly potato does a lot of work for a little money. Of course, it does require you to have a ton of other things to make it palatable. But that's fine. I have some of the other things that we need. Maybe not all of them. I'm going to put these raw potatoes in this pan right here for a second while we're waiting for the water to boil. See? Probably want to go outside? Cat wants to go outside. Well, he's going to have to wait a second. I'm in the middle of peeling potatoes like I was in the Navy. Apparently, my dad said that if you got in trouble in the Navy, they'd give you the job of peeling potatoes. Oh, yeah. Is this a potato getting real peeled, Eric? You are peeling it up a good. Thanks, Italian chef. Grazie, grazie. Okay, fine. You making the pizza? No, I'm not making the pizza, okay? Just enough. I'm making potatoes. Have you ever seen potatoes before? Oh, I seen the potatoes. They put them on the pizza in Italy. Are you even Italian? I don't even think you're Italian. No, you don't even sound like you have a real Italian accent. It's me! What are you talking about? Okay, if it's real, what part of Italy are you from? I'm from the best part of Italy. The best part. Okay, that's nice. What kind of answer is that? I love my hometown in Italy. And that hometown would be a wonderful place. And if it had a name, its name would be the place where I grew up. Okay. You can't even think of a single city in Italy. That's not true. I grew up in Italy town. There's a city in Italy called Italy town. Yeah, it's like the most important city in Italy. They call it Italy town. You're clearly not from Italy. You're just making this up. And frankly, sir, I find your accent very offensive. Now I gotta pick up potato peelings. Why? Because you decided to go and be a fake Italian. Oh, you always blame it on Mario. Your name's not even Mario. Okay. My name is not Mario, but I said Italian. Well, what is your name? Linguini? No, that's not your name either, dude. Nobody's named Linguini. Okay, my name is Pierre. Pierre's not even an Italian name. Hey, I'm going to take your parents and name me Pierre. What do you want me to do? Rename yourself? That's what I want you to do. Alright, potatoes, you can go in the water right now. It doesn't need to be boiling for you to go in. You just go on in there, start getting yourself ready to be eaten. Oh, after you eat all the potatoes, you're not going to have any food left. I told you, Italian guy, when you go to the store. We're going to go today, but, I just don't think Rachel was really feeling it. And I wasn't really feeling it either. Rachel was feeling it less than I think. I wanted to go to the market. You weren't even invited, Italian guy. See, you agree. I'm from Italy. All right, you caught me, I guess, this time. You Italian scoundrel, you. You guys familiar and fond of Italian guy? Where is your wife tonight? She's in the other room right now. Doing what? I don't know. Maybe napping. She's still making up for lost sleep after going hard on the Adderall the other day. Oh, where your wife for tonight? Cook with Eric and Anatoly. Oh, is that the Italian guy's name? My name is Pierre. Is it Pierre? No, it's a Pierre. Piera. Okay. Isn't that a girl's name? It's not a girl's name. I'm not a girl. I'm an Italian man. A very macho Italian man. Okay, well, if you say so. Piera. This is not a female version of Pierre, okay? It's an Italian name, totally different. So, I'm sorry about this guy. I didn't anticipate this Italian guy was going to be here tonight, but he just showed up. Oh, you're packing a bowl. That's a good idea. What are you going to do with the bowl now that you pack it? I'm going to smoke it. That's what I'm going to do with it, obviously. Obs magobs. Bonjour, big up from France. Well, bonjour, France. Quelle heure est-il? L'autobus à la plage. Here I am, I'm this guy. I think that would probably be better ascribed to you than me, but it's fine. Am I okay? Yes, I'm just fine. Voulez-vous une omelette, le omelette du fromage? Voulez-vous l'omelette du fromage? Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because rainbows are visions and only illusions. And rainbows got nothing to hide. The French omelette that I was saying was a cheese omelette. Omelette du fromage. You could say like omelette du pain, and that would be an omelet made with bread. I guess you'd probably call that French toast, actually. Maybe they just call it regular toast in France. I don't like it when the bone gives me a kiss. But I cleaned it a little while ago, and accordingly, I don't have the water levels quite perfect. Yeah. Got a little bit too much water in here. We gotta dip out a little bit of it. There. Hopefully that'll smoke a little bit better. Well, we are not going French in our potato preparation tonight. Number one, because we have no butter. And number two, because even if we had butter, we wouldn't use it because the proper French way to prepare potatoes is obviously French fries. Bubble puppy, you're the one. You make a bath time so much fun. Bubble puppy sounds like rubber ducky kind of, but it's different. So, yeah, I thought it'd come on in about an hour. But, you know, I'm going to have to get some food ready before they come on. And maybe even do a couple of other things around here. I don't think I'm going to do any more ponds today. I did a decent amount more ponds this morning. And that went well, went smoothly. Now I'm getting to kind of like the more difficult part. I'm going to have to slant the walls of the big pool if I'm going to be able to successfully pour cement down them. I played the piano for a super long time earlier. Aerobics were great yesterday. Thanks, High Space. Thanks. Yeah, I am a fully licensed, certified, board certified, you know, aerobics professional. I'm qualified to teach aerobics to anyone between the ages of 25 and 45. So if you're not between those ages, you shouldn't take my aerobics class. Apparently it's not hard enough for young people, and old people just don't like me, so. Get him out of here, they say. We want a real aerobics instructor. I say, I am a real aerobics instructor. They say, no, you're not. You're smoking. I said, what does that have to do with anything? And then they all pelt me with rocks. We're without sin, they shout. That's why I'm throwing the first stone. I guess they're Bible people. I don't know. Let's go outside. It's time for a first cigarette in quite a while. Well-earned cigarette. Although I didn't really accomplish anything. I was just playing around with a old bass line I'm thinking about repurposing. I sure am okay. And you're okay too, Jenny Thong. Thanks. Thanks for saying that. I'm okay, you're okay. Those other people are all fucked up. Oh, you meant it like a question. Hey, are you okay? I'm feigning concern. Yeah, well, I'm already fully familiarized with all the rodeos, so there's no point. Go around back for a second, you know. Sure there's gonna be skeets there. But I kinda wanna take out these plants from in here. But I kinda don't. It's like it's supposed to be a defensible space. So that, you know, there's no plants right up against your house or whatever. But it's like, well, I got those plants on. How are we doing here? Do I see any sign of fertilizer burn? No, not really. So keep growing up big and strong, girls. You're doing fine as raspberry wine. 8, 9%. We're coming back on the We're gonna have to ask the neighbors to water on the 9th. That's fine. Not a big deal. Hopefully they're available on the 9th. It's nice out. I'd say it's about 76 degrees, maybe 77. So I guess we'll go look at the computer and see what it says. At least in the shade, it's a little, maybe it's as high as 80, but I don't think so. Although, I probably feel differently about standing in the sun, I guess. Get out of here, wasp. You're not making a waspitorium around here. Just get out of here. Nobody wants your damn waspatoria. See that wasp over there? The gall. You got all the forest to go live in. What are you doing around here? He just keeps swarming around there, but I don't see any waspitorium. I wonder if he's making a new one. I guess he's gone. He's up above the roof now. So I got all the way down to there this morning. I'll show you here. I got some of both sides to patch up, really, but especially this side you can't see. Then I gotta finish digging out that hole, which is to say, making it so the walls are substantially less vertical. At least, or I was thinking also possibly of getting red bricks for the steep walls of it if I don't want to, because it's like if I try to angle the lower walls, then I run the risk of getting the top water level lower, you know? But I could build it up behind it. I did peel potatoes, yes. I peeled them. No, I'm not working hard at the moment. Oh, you're saying I am working hard? Um, not really. Let's not lie to ourselves. I'm taking many, many days to pour like, a couple bags of cement. It's ridiculous. I could be pounding along, be done faster if I just hustled and applied myself a bit. But I've been applying myself to music with frustrating results. I'm enthusiastic about getting back to music, but You know, recording music is like trying to catch lightning in a bottle. And whether or not shit comes together or not, it's hard with ignoring an eye, you know? Like, I think the current version of Gregory is too fast, which means if that is the case, that all of the work was wasted essentially because I can't really re-tempo it. So re-tempo the whole thing would be it wouldn't sound good. It's too much effect on it, and or I could try to do it manually. It would just be such a huge pain in the ass. I might try to do that, but it's pretty frustrating. But it doesn't. It's frustrating, but I'm not frustrated. I actually just feel good. I feel happy to feel good again after all that time of being all like messed up mentally, emotionally, or whatever, and not even really realizing it, or at least not making much good sense out of it. I shouldn't walk over here. This is not a path. This is where the tube is. Okay. So I smoked this cigarette. I'm going to reevaluate my temperature guess. I'm going to say it's about, I'm going to say 83. I'm going to say 83. Doesn't it look more like 83 than 77? I'm guessing 83. Hi, Ike. How are you doing this fine evening? When Rachel and I get back from Vegas, I'll start planning that A's game. So, I'll email you or something. For prospective dates. I tried Fly Guy today. He was an INTJ, rather to my surprise. I didn't know what to expect actually, but I'm quite confident he's an INTJ. But you didn't see that one coming. I didn't, but I didn't really know what to expect. Howdy, sir, from Jacksonville, Florida. Well, hello back to you, Joe Dragon, from Mariposa, California. It's 80 degrees, it says. 80. Split the difference between my two guesses, and I was right. It's like I can tweak out on the keyboard for a long time, but the reason is because I'm still learning to play the keyboard. I'm getting a lot better at it, which is interesting. I may be 54, but it doesn't mean I can't learn new tricks, and I'm getting way better at the piano. Keyboard, whatever you want to call it. And the reason I end up getting way better at it is because I'll be like recording myself playing the keyboard with some drum beat, and I'll have an idea I want to execute, but then I'm not very good or practiced at the piano, so I have to play it a million times before I get a clean enough take for me to go, okay, well, that's a good enough recording of it. I'll put that aside now with the endless pile of started projects that are going nowhere. But, sometimes they do go somewhere, and you never know which the one is going to be. So, you got to keep pianoing till the fighting's all done. How are we doing, potatoes? Good, you're boiling away. It's wonderful news. I can get out ahead of time some of the ingredients that we're going to use to add a little zazz to our potatoes. Of course, perhaps as much or more than any other food, potatoes require a lot of treatment. You can't just eat plain old potatoes. If you do, you'll have so little chewability. Even if it's nicely mashed up or whatever, it's so dry and starchy, you have to have additives, such as sour cream, ketchup, and cheese. These are the additives that we're adding tonight. So, we're going to put a plate out. And put these cheeses down on it. Cheese number 1. Cheese number 2. Sour cream's your favorite. Hi, Carrot. How you doing? So, in order to help this cheese along in its inclusion process, I'm going to cut it into little pieces. This will help it melt, get spread around evenly in the potatoes. Snip, snip, snip. You're going to scissor, then you're going to snip, then you're going to slice, then you're going to cut. Scissor, snip, slice, and cut in that order. Remember, scissor before cut, you won't take it in the butt. Cut before scissor, you're sure to get fizzier. Okay, I'm rinsing off these scissors. And then I'll put them back in their handy dandy magnetic hanging place. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to just heap a hooping scoopful of sour cream onto this plate. If we have no butter, we have to put not just enough sour cream for the amount of sour cream, but also to compensate for the butter. That should be it. Okay. Now, obviously, we're also going to need ketchup. Just this like so. There's not that much ketchup left in this bottle. We have a new bottle in the fridge, so I just toss this ketchup at this point. Okay, this ketchup into the trash you go. Next, we're going to add some salt. Now this way, we just have to wait for the potatoes to be done. We'll get them with a grabber like this, put them on the plate, and then where's my masher? What to do with my masher? Here it is. Don't worry, everybody. I found it in the dirty dishes. I'll just clean it off, and it'll be good as new. My masher. Okay. Put a little soap on it. I'm going to get it with my hands first. I don't think I'm going to need to get it with more than just my hands. It doesn't seem to be encrusted with any goo or anything. Alright. Clean as a whistle. Actually, whistles are extremely filthy. They go in people's mouths and stuff. Not that kind of whistle, okay? Like a train whistle. That's also filthy. Why is a train whistle filthy? Because trains are public transportation. Fine, you're right again. Pedantic meow meow. Oh, actually, I'm not a pedantic meow meow. I'm a pedantic person. Okay, case in point. Hi, pretty cat. Alright, we got potatoes cooking. Beans don't burn in the kitchen. Meow 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 on the grill. So moving on up to the top. It really says to the east side, but oh, carrot. Carrot. Don't you know that microwave potatoes are a poor substitute for boiled potatoes? A microwave potato tastes like death in your mouth, but a boiled potato tastes like heaven. Which would you rather have in your mouth, death or heaven? That surprised the hell out of me. I expected it to be coffee. And it's actually a mix of 7-Up and ginger ale. Trump told everyone in Tehran to evacuate. Roads are jammed, leaving the city. Something's going down. Wow, that's interesting news. Don't be alarmed if you hear this song. I fall to pieces. Meow, meow, meow. Yeah, I know, Putty Cat. I've checked the time of the first pitch multiple times today. Just to double check. Because it's like 5 o'clock, I said. 5 o'clock seems like the kind of time of day that a game in Houston would start. But I'm pretty sure it starts at 7. Because I checked earlier. 7:05. It does start at 7:05. So in that case, my SI was defeated by NI. My NI telling me Houston's probably not in the same time zone as me, but I don't think they usually start games later than 7 something, so maybe it is. I mean, it's 7 something my time. Get out of here, babe. Alright, I need a lighter or else I won't be able to smoke this at all. And then I'm not going to be the only one sad. You'll be sad too. Okay, well, that would make more sense, Pretty Cat, if they're playing in Sacramento tonight. It seems like it's awfully quick to be coming back from a road trip. We just left on that road trip, it seems like. But it makes more sense that they're in Sacramento. I guess I just didn't. When they showed the schedule on the game last night and night before, I just didn't make note of whether we were playing there or here, I guess. It's a good example of NI and SI both being right and being in conflict, right? NI is correct. Houston is in a different time zone and the game would start before 7 o'clock, probably. And SI is correct that the game starts at 5 because I made an assumption that was faulty. namely that it was at Houston because we just started this road trip. Why would we go home again so quick? Interesting, huh? Hi, the deal for real, the deal for real. Sutter Health Park is the site of tonight's game. Is that what the A's park is called? I don't know what it's called. I just think of it as Sacramento. West Sacramento, more specifically. That's what they always say on the broadcast. Coming to you from West Sacramento. Get involved like on the side of Iran? That would be rather shocking. It's like he wants to side with Putin against Ukraine, but Iran against Israel. What kind of fucking back-ass universe are we living in? Oh, so Trump's warning the people to get out before he bombs it? I mean, I don't think the U.S. should do that. I don't think we should do that for Israel. Yeah, well, there's no such thing as preemptive defense. That's aggression, you know? What Israel's doing is aggression when they're attacking Iran. They don't have. Iran didn't attack them first. All of just war theory tells us that. I mean, I'm sure Iran's behind various things, but you can't attack somebody just because you don't like their developing technology that you already have. I mean, it's ridiculous. But people, or if North Korea can have nukes, why can't Iran have nukes? Chernobyl event is gonna happen real soon. I mean, they're gonna bomb a nuclear facility and release a lot of radioactive material. That would seem starkly reckless. You know, it's interesting. I've not heard that point being made about about Israel attacking Iran's nuclear facilities. Aren't they concerned about releasing radioactive material into the region? I mean, they're not that far away from Iran, are they? I'm not that great on geography. If it were a Jeopardy topic, I'd pick something else. Well, you know what? They can say death to Israel all they want. That's not the same as making a credible threat. You know, like we are going to attack you on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Okay, then you might have an adequate case to be made there, but that's not what's happening. So, I mean, it's like, what would placate Israel and make them convinced that Iran can that that Iran is no fundamentally less safe a party to have nuclear weapons than and certainly North Korea, Pakistan, to some extent even India. It's like the first nuclear exchange is as likely to go off between India and Pakistan as it is between Iran and Israel. Probably more likely. 964 miles is not very far. And of course, Israel probably citing the Cuban Missile Crisis as something to legitimize their behavior, which is not comparable at all. I'm just guessing what they're citing. I haven't seen any citations. Okay, well, look. If my neighbor repeatedly threatens to kill me, then maybe I'll consider bombing his nuclear facilities. They certainly don't like Israel at all. Nobody in the region likes Israel. At this point, not very many people in the entire world like Israel because they've not read the room well, you know? Poor Israel. That's how the doves cry. So, you can't justify, I don't believe Iran or the US or any other party can justify attacking Iran with military force, just as I didn't believe we could justify assassinating that Iranian general on Iraqi soil. That's the difference between the good guys and the bad guys. Who's initiating the aggression? Not which side's ridiculous inflamed rhetoric is more ridiculous and inflamed. But most of the time people don't listen to me, so that's fine. The Israelis and the Palestinians can just keep fighting forever. It's fine. I don't care. Ho hum. No one wants to listen to little old Eric. I think it's fair to say the people who most need to be listening to Eric are all your major world leaders. That's all boring. However, it's a stubborn babas. The best part of waking up is smoking Adderall. Yeah, I'm not worried about Israel here. I was just joking when I said poor Israel. Like, can you imagine if Hitler started raining hellfire on New Mexico because he wanted to bomb out our nuclear program? Would we have been like, dag, I guess we can't make nuclear weapons? It's ridiculous. This is YouTuber I really enjoy his content. His name, the YouTube channel name is The Fat Electrician. And he tells stories about specific soldiers in specific battles. Korean War, Vietnam, World War II, World War One. Tells us the stories of famous veterans of the military conflicts. I like his politics in general too, or at least the little bit he revealed of them, you know. He had a little rant against critiques of capitalism, you know, which I thought was right on point. Anyway, he's cool. I like his content. Enough for doom and gloom from me. I'm lying. I was expecting you to produce at least 4 to 8 times as much doom and gloom as you've provided so far. Without you producing the gloom and doom, what is the brightness of my sunshiny ways supposed to dispel? I guess now I'm offering the doom and gloom. Look at this silly cat. He sleeps. So SI polar. Just sleeping with his face on the carpet. Oh, I'm asleep. Let's go around and see if we can look at him without waking him up. No, I woke him up, of course. You can never film this cat when you want it. Go back to sleep. Now you're sleeping normally, though. Here's Kitty on a box. She's Kitty on a box. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kitty on a box. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kitty on a box. Oh, oh, oh. She's Kitty on a box. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, you are, Kapil. You're Kitty on a box. All right, let's go check on the potatoes. How do you check on potatoes? Well, poke them with a stick is one way to check on them. They seem to be done. Yeah. Those are done, diddly on. Those are done like Blockbuster Video. In case you hadn't heard, Blockbuster Video has gone out of business. I know, I just learned about it the other day. I was shocked. Shocked, I tell you. We're gonna cut these potatoes into some slices. First, then we'll mash them up. I'm a cutting potatoes into some slices, and then I'll mash them up. Okay, here we go. Smush, smash, mush, and mash. These are the ways we take out the trash. Not that we're taking out the trash right now, but for rhyming purposes, that's the way we take out the trash. Mush, mash, take out the trash, and get inside the Rari and smash. Makes it more youth culture oriented. I'm smashing in the Rari once again. Smashing in the Rari with my friend. Smashing in the Rari, so uncomfortable. Okay. Let's have a dank time by smashing in the Rari. What do you say, young people? That's not how you use it. You're talking wrong, old man. Is that not right? No? Good. Is it still cool to say boss? Like, that's a really boss song? No, old man. You can't say boss anymore. Not for like years now. Oh, well, that's not a very boss change. Okay, let me get a fork so I can eat my potatoes. Hello, Fly Guy, my old friend. Why did I hide him? Oh, yeah, he was. He was totally toxic. I don't have any. I have some, a fair amount, actually, of patience for toxic stuff, but up to a certain point, it's just like, okay, you're just thoroughly unpleasant all the time. Constantly trying to provoke me, you know. I just don't need that. And he's not doing it in interesting ways, so fuck him. I don't need the cloud of negativity somebody else's fucking toxicity brings, you know? What types are likely to overpromise and underdeliver? Well, I think to some extent that behavior is a function of age. I was more likely to do that when I was younger. I'm less likely to. I got kind of gun shy of commitments, you know? Because, I mean, commitments to do things. Because, the reality is, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm less likely to do it than if I don't say I'm going to do something. So, you know, how fun is that? Well, not that fun. I'll be right back to my plate. What did I do with it? There it is. Fucking Eric. I knew I brought it with me, but I couldn't find it because it was right in the can. Eric. I've done it as well. It's a good way to get people to buy in. Whatever that may be that you are selling. Well, wasn't my. I really wanted to follow through. I just found myself, you know, pseudo disabled by my 8-slot SE. Mmm. It's good even though I have no butter. That's going to make it a little bit more starchy. You need a little bit more beverage. Yeah, I guess, but I mean, forget over-promising and under-delivering. You know, I had trouble delivering at all. I get all procrastinating about shit. But these days I'm more responsible, etc. But I have like no responsibilities, so it's easy to be responsible. Oh yeah, I put cheese, sour cream. I did not put feta. I put cheese, sour cream, ketchup, and salt. The WC135R Constant Phoenix, huh? Hey, lady.
Hey, mister.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing a little bit of live streaming while I'm waiting for the athletics game to come on. Would you like some of these potatoes?
Sure.
I'll be so. I've got enough for 2 meals of potatoes here, easy.
Cool.
No, it's potatoes. Potatoes with sour cream, salt, and ketchup. I do. Ty. This won't be my life forever, but it is for now. Oh no, it has potatoes too. 3 potatoes. Yeah. Eating potatoes, ranting, and chilling with the wife. I do a little bit of ranting occasionally, but not that often. Usually, if I'm carrying on about something, my carrying on doesn't qualify as a rant because I'm right about it, so it's fine. You know what I found out? Some Mexican seasoning can make anything taste great, especially rice. Well, I like rice with soy sauce on it. I think I can reasonably anticipate that Rachel will say, I too agree with Eric on this point.
Yeah.
She's a rice and soy sauce or teriyaki.
Mm-hmm. I've been liking teriyaki lately. Just mix things up.
U.S. forces in South Korea have moved to a stage of higher alert. Something's up. Well, we'll see how much shit hits how many fans. Slap Ya Mama seasoning. I've never encountered that one. Is that its name? Slap Your Mama seasoning? That's kind of a ESFJ name. That's exemplary of ESFJNI. Like, for example, Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. Oh, like the.
It's an example of NI, but like.
Okie dokie artichoke.
Yeah.
That place.
Like that place, which is only vaguely an artichoke related store.
Is it still open?
It moved, remember?
Yeah, I know, but is it still open in the.
I'm assuming they wouldn't move to a bigger location and then immediately close. Obviously, she must have told her husband, Darren, listen, I'm never going to succeed in my vision of okie dokie artichoke at that little place. I need a bigger store. That's why we're losing money. And he said, okay, honey. Said, it's really important to me and you don't believe in me. I do believe in you. Here, we'll get you a different storefront. Just chill. That's how I envision that going down.
Yeah.
Or it could be like 2 gay guys and one of them is. You have to be really, really like country eggs and chickens, I guess. I don't know. Okie dokie? Yeah, the name of the store is Okie dokie. Oh, you're asking about this, the seasoning. Look it up. I have some in my cabinet. Well, it's not going to do me any good in your cabinet, Ty. I'm sorry to tell you. Cooking rice doesn't suck. Cleaning the rice pot afterwards is kind of a pain in the ass. Because rice gets so stuck to the bottom of the pot. We don't have any fallout shelter. But I feel like we just close all the windows and everything and we'll be pretty well protected from fallout. I think people sometimes don't realize that fallout is physical material. It's stuff falling out of the sky. It's not just invisible radiation rays. Fallout is specifically radioactive crap that's blown up from the ground. Thanks, Ty. That won't be necessary, but thank you. How much longer till the A's come on? Not that long. How is the pond project going? It's not done yet, but I have advanced upon. I've advanced on it. I poured quite a bit more cement this morning, and I kind of have to go in chunks because I kind of have to build layers off of some of the earlier layers. Like cement sticks well to dried cement, um, so you kind of like started it at the top of the old layer and work your way down the hill, and then I have to go back and patch it. But I've gotten all the way down to the big pond area. I still have to do this side of the bottom channel because it comes up, starts in this pool up here. It's got channel number one that goes to deep pool number two, and yeah, we're gonna have just goldfish in the pond. Plecos, hopefully. What's plecos mean? Oh, yeah, I mean, I went from like starving to full in like 5 bites of potatoes. They're so starchy and filling.
No, I didn't see Vanilla Ice in concert. I didn't see a concert until I was like, I don't know, 14. I think Instinct was my favorite, my first concert. It was too little. I wanted to see New Kids on the Block in concert, but my parents didn't want to spend money on it. It was too little.
Vanilla Ice sounds like part of the name of a Starbucks drink. Such as Vanilla Ice Frappuccino. When he named himself Vanilla Ice,
That's a good question.
there wasn't that correspondence, right? People didn't think Starbucks drink when they heard his name. Ergo, I think you can conclude that his name hasn't aged very well.
How are you going to keep the...
Well, I mean, it's going to be, the pond is going to be deep enough and there's going to be hiding spots for the fish that there's no reason for them to get got by the cats. I'd be more worried about raccoons getting them. Cats aren't going to get fish like that out of a pond of the size that I'm going to put them in, But raccoons might be able to get them out.
Oh no.
We'll just have to play it by ear and see how much trouble we have keeping fish in the pond, if any,
I hope we have frogs.
I hope so too. I'm sure we will once the water comes.
Do you think the cats will go after the frogs? Since they brought in one.
Possibly. But frogs face predation sometimes. It includes cats, it includes raccoons and stuff. Like the one they brought in, we were able to get it from the cat and let it go outside again, and it hopped away. I suspect frogs taste terrible in the mouth of the cats. I think they're less likely to eat those, or tear them apart or whatever. But I mean, I wouldn't expect lizards to taste very good. But I mean, it seems like frogs might excrete some kind of sour stuff or something. Yes, I did. I did plant. I've got a little hedge area that I've got. It's like a trough, right? It's fairly deep, but not that wide. But reasonably wide. And I've got a line of plants right out there. Doing, in some cases, dramatically differently from each other. Meow.
Meow.
What a silly kitty.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I've got Durban poison. I don't even remember all the weeds I got.
Oh yeah.
If a snake gets the fish, so be it. You know, I don't have a big problem with feeding wildlife goldfish. You know, we just get the feeder fish anyway. Goldfish are a little small for bears, I think. Regardless, I'm hoping to attract wildlife to the pond. You know, I don't dislike the idea of wildlife taking advantage of a water source I'm providing, and you know, it making a little micro ecosystem. I think that's great. I feel good about the whole project. You know, progress I'm making, the way it's turning out. Like there are a couple spots where I'm gonna have to build up the walls a bit more, but yeah, so they're cheap. If you get feeder goldfish, they're probably even cheaper than that. I don't know if they're still cheaper than that, but they certainly used to be. Because I used to have snakes when I was a kid. I had, you know, racer snake, garter snake. A number of the small snakes eat fish. I don't know. I don't have any problem with raccoons. We've seen raccoons around here before. I like raccoons. And if they're going to cause some kinds of problems, then, well, I just have to figure out I just have to outsmart them, you know? I have to figure out some kind of solution that doesn't endanger them or cause hurting. I could not ever do that. I'm too soft-hearted, you know? Well, that's fine, here, Lamb. I don't care if the animals kill each other. I'm just not going to do any of that. Although Rachel and I did discuss the contingency of what to do if we were to hit a wild turkey with our car. And I think we concluded that we should take it home, take the roadkill home, and cook it in the oven.
I don't think I'm gonna eat it.
That's fine. I'm definitely not going to actually do that.
Oh, okay.
Is it like a pool? Uh, yeah, I'm building a pond in the side of the hill, which turned out to be the perfect place to build a pond because it's easy to get levels, you know. And I'm just pouring concrete, and then I'm gonna go over the concrete, and you know, it's not like a huge pool; it's just a pond. But the one at the bottom of the whole thing is currently really quite deep, and it's going to be widened. So, you know.
Hey, Cam.
Hi,
How's it
Cameron.
going?
That's true. We are all officially famous, even me. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Cameron, I'm about to show Caroline. I'll show you as well the current progress I'm making on the pond. So, oops, yeah, right there. Okay. So underneath there's a tube that comes out. You probably can't see it. Underneath this rock here, tube comes out, shoots the water into here. Then it goes down here. Then it goes down into there. Then it goes out there, down over there. And then the part where there's no cement down there, that's the big pool. And I'm gonna widen it out a bit more. But, it's not gonna be big enough for big fish, just big enough for goldfish. Hi there, Eliana Diaz. So I'm really having a lot of fun building my pond. You might think it looks trashy here, just like a bunch of concrete, but I'm not done. I'm gonna go over it, and I decided not to. I started to do it where, okay, I'll put the rocks in as I'm doing the concrete. I realized as I started to do it, it's too much after work. It's best to make sure all the concreting's done all the way, and then come back and do the rocks at the end. So that's a little bit of good tea on my part for a change. It only took me to there to figure it out. And I, at some point, put in these like kind of makeshift steps, and I'm trying to kind of build a platform of dirt there along the back of it. I may even pour concrete along the back of that platform, or put bricks even potentially. But I don't want to go really any deeper in that hole, because I don't want to get to the depth where I might be like too close to the septic. I want to kind of spread out the weight in that pool there so that it's not too much weight on any spot either. That means I have to widen it but not deepen it. Or slant the sides. So yeah, I might incorporate bricks into this whole equation. Like the one alternative to what door did I come out of? I guess I must have come out of that door. Yeah, I'm not. Well, I mean, I'm not in danger of shoveling into the septic line, because septic's at least 6 feet deep, and I'm more like 3, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's a little deeper than I think, but when I flatten out the sides, I'll kind of fill in the bottom of it with some dirt. I don't want any spot above the septic to have too much more weight than it has with the dirt on it. And I know water is purportedly heavy, maybe heavier than dirt, but then of course when it gets soaked in the rain, it's not a problem. So I don't know. I'm not sure how or if it might affect septic underneath it, but I'm going to just build it and figure, the only real impact is likely to be someday if we have a septic problem, they might have to bust up my pond to get underneath it. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I don't want to not ever do anything fun, because someday, what door did I come out? I'm completely locked out, apparently. Well, I must have come out this door because I came out here specifically to show you the pond. So as you can see, it's fun to build a pond on a hill, right? Because you can go crazy with the levels. Hi, Beauty.
Hi.
And hello, gentleman scholar. What a gentleman kitty.
He's been letting me pet him like that.
How considerate of him.
I know, right?
Yeah, it would, but yeah, we're not gonna. There's zero chance of busting any subject lines because I'm not using any digging equipment, right? I'm just using a hand shovel. Well, there's no. We're not in that kind of county. Putty Cat and Eliana. Oh, Mr. Kitty. He's soaking up the love right now.
Not really.
Or is he not?
I'm not
His,
just
his,
looking up, but he's tolerating.
his tails and a question mark, though.
Oh, that's good. He's looking up them. Get away, you fly or mosquito.
Fly or mosquito? What is that thing?
I was hoping that we get a encore of "Don't Be Alarmed If You Hear This Tune."
Okay, I'll put that on. Let me pause this for a second.
Ballpark in West Sacramento. Tony, I will
So they are in West Sacramento. I had an interesting example of NINSI with that. I saw earlier in the morning that the game started at 7:05. But later in the day, I thought, but it can't be 7:05 because it's in Houston and they're in a different time zone and games never start after 7 something, right? So I double checked the time later on in the day, and sure enough, it said 7:05. I was just kind of confused by the whole thing. Well, maybe Houston's in the same time zone. I don't know for sure, you know. But then Putty Cat resolved the question by saying they're playing in Sacramento.
That makes more sense.
Right. So the thing is an example where both my NI and my SI were correct. My SI said, no, it's at 7:05. You don't need to check again, but I want to check again. I don't really trust my SI that much. My NI said it can't be at 7:05 because it's in Houston. Both of them were right considering the assumption that it's in Houston.
Yeah, but it didn't help you draw to a conclusion that it was in Sacramento.
No, it didn't because I wasn't looking to find out where it was. I was just looking to find out what time it was and assuming I already knew where it was.
Don't be alarmed if you hear this tune.
And the reason is because
Oh, thank you, Bubbles. Oh my gosh.
the reason is because it doesn't seem like it just went on this road trip. Why would they be coming back so soon?
I know. Weren't they just...
Didn't they just go on this road trip?
Yeah.
Like 5 games ago or something?
Was it 5 games ago?
Or maybe 4? Seems like it wasn't very long.
No, it didn't seem like. Maybe they only had 3 games in Kansas City.
Everyone's actually doing pretty well with its analytics. Got a fair number of likes.
Don't be alarmed if you hear this tune.
Yeah, don't be alarmed if you hear this tune. It's just the afternoon. It's calling you.
I'm saying, hey.
Don't be alarmed if you hear this tune.
Don't be alarmed if you hear this tune.
Yeah, don't be alarmed if
Thanks,
you hear this tune.
T2.
It's just the afternoon.
Is that what your name
Calling
says?
you
I need
and saying,
better glasses. My eyes are so tired right now. Don't be alarmed if you hear this tune.
Yeah, don't be alarmed if you hear this tune. It's just the afternoon. It's calling you.
And saying, hey.
Don't be.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Sure. Let me look at your name. T2. I haven't seen you in a while either. Are you familiar with Johnny's work? 10:11 on the East Coast. It's only 7:11 here on the West Coast. Yes, I'm on the West Coast. That's why it's still sunshiny and bright outside in the sunshine of Western time. It's enough to make you sing. Like you're in a Broadway musical. You're near Boston, huh? Wow. I'm guessing,
After the ball game.
you're a fan of the Boston Bostonians, one of your sports teams of less renown. Probably, I'm guessing, a Patriots fan, Boston Celtics fan. Boston people seem to be fans of their sports teams. Red Sox. And the Red Sox they just have this kind of air of bitterness about them. Like, we're from Boston, but even we don't like the way we smell. I think that's how the Red Sox feel about themselves. Before I joined this team, back when I was a Yankee, I smelled good. Now I'm at the Red Sox, I find I just smell worse. I think that's how most people who are on the Red Sox feel. Using their emotions, that's how they feel. Because that's how the doves cry. Right, yeah. Boston's familiar with the baked beans. Boston is familiar with tea parties. Boston's got the whole Paul Revere's Road, I think, is in Boston, right? Where you get to look at where Paul Revere rode his horse and said, "Hey, everybody, the British are coming. Either by land or by sea, doesn't really fucking matter, does it?" That's what he said. Everyone was like, "Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. Just like stay away from the shoreline so that they can't use a cannon. Stir in the pot." The players of the Athletics changed their thing. So earlier in the season, they were doing this roll the dice thing when they got something good happen. And then they went on this horrible losing streak. So they switched it up and started doing this stir the pot thing, I think, or churn the butter. I'm not sure what. But seems to be having a positive impact. We won 3 in a row now, and we're about to go on the tear of a lifetime. You're eating Chinese food in Boston? It's safe here. There are no protests. Actually, there were a protest. There was some sort of. Rachel mentioned it. There's some sort of protest in Mariposa County. There's one in Fresno, but I doubt the one in Mariposa was very well attended. And I think it's excellent that people were out there protesting against, aristocratic things in general. The movement towards a movement away from an egalitarian America, I guess. What if they're squinting? What if they're squinting? Now you got me squinting. Well, if they're squinting, then you have to wait until they open their eyes, obviously. I mean, like, I hate to think of Diddy getting away with all this horribleness. That's an expression of no kings as well, as to oppose rich and famous people being exploitative of others because they think they can get away with it because they're famous. Nobody should be above the law. I'm glad at least Diddy has spent the amount of time he has in jail, and Rachel seems not optimistic about the Fed securing a guilty verdict. Help me with this. How many grams of iron are produced when 1 mole of aluminum reacts with 1 mole of iron oxide? I'm going to go with yellow. Is that a possible answer? Is it a multiple choice question? I have no idea, dude. You're talking about chemistry. You talking about chemistry? You talking about chemistry, Rafa. Chemistry is boring. I don't know. It's like, how many moles worth of air do I have in my hand right now? Can you measure the amount of moles of air that I have? What other kind of things can we measure in moles besides grams of iron producing, I guess, energy? Is that energy or what? Is that a measurement of energy, mole? Or a quantity of things? Or what? I know it's not just the little furry creatures that my cats catch and kill, little baby ones. Yo, boy, Baram, though, it says. I don't think you're Batman, I think you're Baram. So, sorry you're having some kind of multiple personality syndrome outbreak, but you need to figure out who you are. I say you're Baram. You say you're Batman. If you want that answer, he said, ChatGPT answers it in 30 seconds. The power of AI. Huh. Yeah, well, I'm on my phone though right now. So, what do you expect me to get out a keyboard and type into Google or something? You're asking too much of little old me, T2. All right? I have chronic do-nothing syndrome. So, instead of doing things like searching for stuff, I just muse about it. We're musing about it. We're discussing it. We're thinking about it casually, not hard. We're looking at it. We're evaluating it. We're replicating its meaning in other words. We're doing all the things that we want to do to have a wonderful time. What we're not doing yet is watching the athletics play because there is currently a problem with the umpires. Oh, wait, I'm behind in time. There we go. They were having a problem with their electronic equipment. Now, I'm starting the game at the beginning of the game, so don't tell me anything that's happening. I don't have a ton of time before I catch up, but don't screw this up, everybody. You have one job.
I'm talking to you.
I'm talking to the stream to not tell me anything about
Oh,
the game.
yeah.
Okay, we have a little bit of time saved up.
Continue to evolve the way I have watched his bullpens grow and evolve. This is a guy who I think is on his way to taking his game to the next level. You start to implement
What are you looking for?
some
I'm
different
looking for
pitches.
my phone. I think I
And
left
you
it.
get comfortable attacking guys in a little different way. And you start to see
Oh,
some
her
things fall out
phone.
for yourself. And I think Mitch Vince is right on the doorstep of that.
Mitch Vince today is going to be working with Willie McIver. So the rookie catcher has been pairing up with Austin Wynn. Got a couple of homers out on the road, but Austin will be on the bench here for game one. Willie McIver behind the dishes, you mentioned.
Okay, well, we're playing JJ Bleday in outfield. Which I don't hate, but he's had a rough 2024-5 season so far. We're 6-4 out of the last 10. We got a 3-game winning streak. That's not too bad. We're starting to come around. we're starting to develop as a team. The pitching staff's starting to hunker down a little bit. And get less completely shelled, you know. You know something good, really good, but also kind of weird because of how they cut the potatoes. Is potatoes au gratin. They cut them in the slices, like slice circles, you know? Wait, who? Just joined. Baseball. Yes. We're watching baseball. And the Athletics are playing against the Houston Astros. I don't know who Rachel's talking to. Maybe her mom? Some lady. I guess it's probably not the realtor, or she's probably coming here. That's really good potatoes. You get a piece of cheese in there. This kid, the Red Sox just promised Anthony looks like a young Yaz. I see. Old Carl Yastrzemski. I guess he's Red Sox royalty. His son plays in the major leagues. I think it's his son, maybe his grandson. I don't know. Something else Yastrzemski. I'm assuming it's his relative. I don't really know that for 100% sure, but I think I've had it confirmed before. No, do not go Stros. AJ Control Corp. AJ Cottrell? No, not go Stros. The Stros can suck my toes. Houston Astros, you suck my toes. That's what I would cheer if I were at this game right now. We're going to beat the Astros with our baseball prowess. Are you ready to see the adventure of a lifetime? The baseball prowess of a lifetime? Well, then you should watch tonight's game because that's what the Athletics are going to provide. They're going to provide a baseball adventure unmatched since the days of Babe Ruth. Very well. Normally, this isn't exactly my part of the gig here, but I'm going to do a quick Tara poll about tonight's game, see what Tara had to say about it. I'm going to do 3 cards for the Astros and 3 cards for the Athletics. I'll do the Astros first, I said it in that order. Astros card 1. Pew, pew. Astros card 2. So Denzel Clark is not in the lineup because he doesn't swing a very robust bat, you know. Even though he's great defensively. Whoop! Okay. It's a twofer. Never take a twofer. Don't jump out of my hands now, cards. Off with the Stros. This. I think it just wants me to do one for the Athletics, huh? Must be Kami. I don't think it's her mom. This is for the Athletics. Okay. The Athletics got the Emperor. Pretty good. What did the Astros get? The Nine of Rods. Wounded. Resistant. Doubt. On guard. Where the Athletics got Authority. Patriarch. Seasoned. Virtuoso. Clout. I think it's pretty obvious who's going to win the game. Now, does anybody else want a tarot card before we put them away? Best baseball movie is Field of Dreams. I think the best baseball movie. I like The Rookie with, I think also with Kevin Costner. But this card here is for Carrot. No, I'll get you a new one. This is for Carrot. Oh, mighty tarot, guide my hand. Show me the carrots of all the land. That's a twofer now. It's a twofer. There we go. This is Carrots. Established. Financier. Patient. King of Pentacles. Tycoon. You be ballin', Carrot. You be ballin' with bling. You ain't nothing but bling and ballin'. Congratulations. Anybody else want one? You missed an opportunity to rhyme tarot and caro. Well, I'm glad you didn't miss that opportunity. Congratulations, AJ. You cashed in on that available joke, whereas I missed it. That's why you get this card. What is it? Four of Cups. Reunion. Love, sweet. Children. Happy. Oh, how nice. Yeah, well, it's got all those good words on it. Could say like death, murder, shame, and sorrow. It looks like you're going to have a reunion with your grandma. You're going to go visit grandma, and she's going to be like, oh my gosh, I really like these flowers. And you're like, I'm so much bigger than you, Grandma. What's the sports package or whatever for the Athletics called? They have Sports California. That's what it's called. That's their channel. It's only if you don't have if they're not your local team, because the Athletics are still a local market to us. We get Sacramento and Bay Area because we're smack dab between the two places. What? How did Houston get a run all of a sudden? I've had quite enough of that. All right, Lawrence Butler, it's your time to shine. Let's see what card Lawrence Butler gets for this at bat. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. You never know what we're going to get. Alright, that's enough tarot for me, unless anybody wants to pull a card for them. Grandma's boy. Which team would I support? Well, now I support in full the Athletics. I'm a huge Athletics fan, even though they're not doing that great. When Rachel and I moved here, this is our third season rooting for the Athletics. They were incredibly shitty 2 years ago. They kind of woke up and had a pretty good second half of the season last year, and they've had a horrible May. Just put it that way, a horrible May. Lost like 21 games in just 1 month. That's a lot of games to lose in a month. And it was sad, but we all soldiered through. I still watch the games. Alright, now we're going to see if Jacob Wilson gets a hit. Jacob Wilson's the most exciting thing about the Athletics team. Okay. I'm gonna Say la vie. What's the deck with the chick with the lime green dress on? No, I like watching this team. I still believe in them. Maybe later in the year it'll get that way. But at the moment, I still believe in them. They had a bad, terrible May. But I believe the team is talented enough to win some games, and to make the playoffs. I think we're going to make the playoffs. Maybe I'm being crazy, optimistic for no good reason. I think we're going to make the playoffs.
But he's going to work everything in his arsenal off that basketball.
Obviously, we've got a lot of ground to make up. But we've won 3 in a row, and that's the first 3 out of hopefully like 20 in a row. Then we will counterbalance May.
Social Security started with a promise.
Oh, God.
Pay in, so Social Security will be there for you.
Oh, God.
AARP has worked with a... Summer starts...
I just cannot hear that propaganda. Oh, God. Mitch Spence, you're being a Schmitz, and I don't like it. I don't like it one bit, mister. You're going to find yourself getting in trouble with me if you're not careful. I'm going to have to scold you, and then if you get too terrible, Tiffany's going to tell you you stink. Max Muncy totally came alive after Tiffany told him that. Because, she doesn't bust out you stink at any old time for anybody. Somebody really has to stink for her to... Or sometimes it's just like... She just likes Clayton Kershaw for no reason. She thinks his name's plate full of handkerchiefs. Alright, come on, Spence. You got 1 on already in the second inning. You've already given up a run. So it's time for you to buckle down and bring the heat. Bring the rockets from your crotch to the plate, okay? I want you to throw good pitches, get outs quickly. That's good. Good. That's a line drive double play. Congratulations. It went straight at somebody. It still hit hard. So you gotta have to shape it up or ship it out, mister. I'm not putting up with any of this bullshit on my watch, okay? So you better keep it on your toes, Mitch Spence. I'm the mean hitting pitching coach, I mean. The one who doesn't take any guff. Oh, what a lovely evening it is out here. What a wonderful evening. And here in the front, you don't get really any mosquitoes because it's not around plants. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And the reason is because you are the wind beneath my wings. Which is to say, without you, I'd be able to fly a lot more stable because the air wouldn't be so turbulent. Oh yeah, I was gonna hit it. I wasn't gonna hit a dab. I was gonna hit a bong rip with Adderall on top of it. I think I did. Maybe I don't know. I could still do again. Do I take your breath away? Well, it's probably because you've done something wrong and I've had to confiscate it. That's all I can imagine. I wouldn't steal your breath, so I'm sure I had lawful cause to confiscate your breath. If you want it back, you're gonna have to go through the proper channels. God damn it! That better not go. He better not score from first. Okay. Freaking what's his name? Is that Soderstrom out there, or is it Blade? Blade should be in center field. Oh, yeah, Soderstrom. Soderstrom fell down as he fielded. He's a terrible outfielder. Soderstrom is defensively, he's just a terrible outfielder. Offensively, he's actually leading the team in RBI, but it doesn't seem like it. Seems like he's always striking out, falling down, doing all kinds of stuff. But that could have changed. He was leading the team in RBIs. Maybe not anymore. Fortunately, he didn't score, but Mitch Spence, that means you're going to have to not give up another hit, okay? Yes, first base is open. It's good to see you got ahead in the count against one Luis Guillorme. Luis Guillorme. He's got a big beard. He's got big muscles. He's going to try to hit it out of the park. Mitch Spence, you're going to have to just throw past him. 1-1 is the count now. Oh, look. It's his and hers blowtorches. Isn't that romantic? Well, I always thought you could stick anybody in the outfield, they'd be fine, but apparently it's harder than it looks. Like, just dollar and couch out. Oh, I gotta run over there, fine. Infield seems harder to play to me, because I never really played any baseball, so I don't know anything. But I've watched a lot of baseball, and I think like shortstop's a tricky position to play. They gotta field a lot of quick balls and make quick decisions. Catcher though has got to be the hardest position to play. You gotta squat down all that time. It's a lot of squatting. Good job. Good job, Mitch Spence. Good job. I was not any kind of catcher. I just know I don't like to squat. I'm not a squatter, okay? No, you don't need to decide who's going to get the ball. You just run headlong straight into the other outfielder. You're not playing hard enough, obviously. Just run straight through that other outfielder. Like it's football. You just have to call it. I got it. The other guy can say, no, it's over nearer, closer to me. I should get it. You're invading my territory. And then the first guy can say, no, I got it. He said, no, I've got it. And by then, it's fallen on the ground. If you're supposed to indicate that you got it by shouting, how is Helen Keller supposed to play baseball? Game, set, match. You can't exclude our disabled heroes. I'm living the dream. Yeah, I am living the dream. And it's a wonderful dream. It's that one where I can fly and below these fields of flowers, they just turn into big fields of titties. Sorry, I don't mean to be crass. She could have been one of the greats. Who could have been one of the greats? Nancy Reagan? I don't think so. I think she was too old to compete in the 1984 Olympics. You're crazy. Yes, Mariposa is Spanish for butterfly, because there's a lot of butterflies around here. This time of day, though, oh, Helen Keller. She's not a man or a woman. She's just an inspiration. Don't cisgender her, AJ. Or Margaret Thatcher. Don't cisgender either of them. I'm retroactively making all famous people, historical famous people, gender fluid. Sorry, deal with it. Oh, you gotta run that out faster, Kurtz. You need to run with your legs as fast as you can. You're just lumbering down the first baseline like a bear. You gotta run faster than that. You know, your younger brother would have been able to leg out that single. Nick. I'm just saying. Just saying. Actually, I don't know if he has a younger brother. I was just plain disappointed parent that has 2 children. I was not a disappointed parent, and I only had 1 child, so it's a character I'm having to find the voice of. All right. Let's go, Max Muncy. You've been doing well since Tiffany scolded you. So keep it up. Let's go. His average is still right around the Mendoza line. That's 200. But he's been doing better of late, and he's gotten a few home runs that have been some. He had 6 hits on the 6-game road trip. It was a 6-game road trip, okay. And he collected 7 RBIs throughout this 7-game road trip. 6-game road trip. All right, Muncie. Oh, good eye. 2-2. The count goes to 2-2. 2 out in the second. Deuce is wild, as Vin Scully used to say during Dodger broadcasts when such an occasion would occur. Especially if the player was like number 22. That would be Max Muncy. So, of course, Max Muncy is number 10. This is the Athletics Max Muncy. Yes, there is a Max Muncy that plays for the Dodgers. Different guy. Would you more likely to be a gay baseball player or football player? I'm gonna say diving. When Tony's back pitching and doing awful, I put him on my starting pitching staff instead of as designated pitcher. Well, he'll figure it out. I moved him from designated hitter to pitcher just today so that I could take advantage of him getting a couple innings of work, presumably breezing through a couple innings of work and then sitting down. Apparently he's not breezing through a couple innings of work, huh? Well, you know, it's his first start. It's his first time pitching back. You give him a little time to warm up. All right, so Max Muncy legged out a single, did what Kurtz should have done, run fast. Now, here comes JJ Bleday. He's struggling to keep a spot in the rotation, like in the lineup, I mean. He's splitting time with Denzel Clark. Sometimes they play Worker in the outfield. So, I mean, Kotze's really twiddled around with the lineup quite a bit this year. Like, a shocking amount, really. Moving people all over the place, switching guys in and out, trying to find something that's been working, especially in May, you know. Oh, JJ Bleday. You swung right through that pitch. That was your pitch, and you just missed it entirely. 2-2 is the count now. I think you need some greenies. What are greenies? And where can I get them? What are greenies? Do they get you high? Oh, JJ, sit down. First, you swing through a strike that you should have hit, and then you just look at that last strike that was just right there. And now who's feeling the fool? You are, JJ Bleday. You are. And Max Muncy has to just run back to the dugout without having accomplished anything on the base paths. Thanks a lot, JJ Bleday. Ah. Do you think people do a lot of amphetamines in baseball? I think they get prescribed Adderall and then they test positive for just amphetamines, you know. Probably just do Adderall or Dexedrine. Dexedrine's cleaner. Oh, Dexedrine, huh? Cool. Well, good for them. Everybody loves little Dexedrine. I remember one, I don't remember which World Series it was, but it was some time back. There was some New York Yankee, or maybe it was, I don't know. I think it was a Yankee who he looked so thwacked out of the play. I was like, oh my god, this guy is so tweaked out. He was just, you know, baseball players normally they all like to do this like mess with their shit thing, restrap this thing on, pat their hands together, go like this, do all kinds of little things. But this guy was just like totally thwacked. And of course I was like, dag dog. It's fine to get all thwacked and trying to look like you're such a tweaker. You might as well be peeking your face in the batter's box. At first I thought Rachel was talking to her mom, but obviously she's talking to Kami or Lou or both of them. Friends with him. She speaks often enough. She spent a long ass time on the phone with Kami the other day. She was thwacked out though, Rachel was. Otherwise I don't think she would have lasted quite that many hours. Okay, Spence, let's go. We got one out here in the third. 2-2 on this guy now. It's 3-2. Let's go, Athletics. Let's go. Mitch Spence, it's your time to shine. How many pitches does he have already? That cannot be right, is it? Am I looking at it wrong? Our eyes are so sharp. 44. He has 44 pitches already in the third inning? That's what I thought it says, 43 pitches. And with one out in the third inning, he's already got 43 pitches? Jesus Christ. He's not going to go very deep. Good job. Good job getting the second out of the inning. But you know what? You get through 4 or 5 innings, just like Dallas is saying right now. I'm reading the captions, but he and I got to that same spot at the same time. You get me 4 or 5 good innings, get into the bullpen, we'll see how Kelly can do. Kelly seems to be a promising addition. I guess he was supposedly suspended for gambling for a year. He was suspended for a year for gambling. He wasn't suspended for gambling for 1 year. Oh, chin music. Uh-oh, he's getting warned. Mitch Spence is getting warned. Well, they're bringing the umpire out, they're bringing the line judge or whatever, they're bringing all the different people in. All the officials. Are they gonna toss him? Are they gonna toss him? That could not possibly have been deemed an intentional.
Oh, no.
They tossed him. He didn't even hit him.
No, Joe, and you know what? And I am with Joe Espada here. You can see the reaction from Arcante's face. I can appreciate Doug Eddings wanting to maintain some sort of control.
That wasn't even that close. Oh my God. You've got to be kidding me.
Very quickly told Joe Espada, I'm going to talk to you about it right now.
You got to be kidding.
Talk to you about it right now. He asked for 6 baseballs. He's trying to turn the page as quick as possible. But now, Jimmy,
That's ridiculous.
any pitch in off the plate.
Oh no, they didn't eject him. Okay, I thought they ejected him. They just warned him.
With some sort of intent, and I just hate to see that for both sides.
Okay, I thought he tossed him. But even a warning in that case, it just got a little away from him. It wasn't that close to him.
Gusto on the flip side. Well, now you're forcing these guys back into the heart of the strike zone. And what happens there is you start to get guys.
Come on, call that swing.
There's Doug Eddings telling Joe, not now, Joe, not now. But, Joe, I'm with you, brother.
3-0 in that first strike.
Let's go, Spence. Let's go.
I think everybody at home understands. Altuve with the homer. First pitch high and tight.
Ridiculous.
Doug Eddings just trying to.
Warning him for going up and inside. Yes, Altuve fell over, but he didn't need to. He was just hamming it up like a soccer player.
We'll move on to the bottom of the order with Will McGregor coming out for the A's.
Choose the best. Honda.
Ridiculous. You can't pitch inside anymore in baseball? Come on now.
Will McGregor to third with barehanded for UMA.
Oh.
Nice defensive play by the third baseman for
Too
Houston.
How
bad.
about Jorge? Flash in the flesh. I see you working hot corner.
My battery
For the
acid.
second time tonight, the only chance that Gourmet was going to have to make a play, you got to come in charge and get rid of it quickly. He does with a nice bare hand.
It was barely inside off the plate. He's not running for anything,
But I
dumbass.
appreciate the facial vest he was wearing, Gourmet. And a big Grizzly.
It's very experienced beard. By sizing and color. Swing and miss for Max Schumann.
I'll be sure to learn that you called him old.
I did not. I said experienced, Dallas. Read the room. that thing's been growing for a couple months or years. I'm not sure which one.
There's
Alright. Let me finish pulling these boosted bowls. These are like bong rips with benefits. That's what these are. I figured out a new approach to crushing up a pill today. Namely, put it in saran wrap and then hit it with a garlic hammer. It's pretty effective. Alright. Cast that bad boy. We just need to really, I use a regular lighter for this, but if I don't have one, I can just put the torch on low. Come on, law dog, butts up to bat. Butts up to bat. A law dog name is butts up to bat. His name's Butt because his last name is Butler. Don't you dare close your eyes. 1 and 2 now the count for Butt. WTF, never got an alert. Better than Assler. Yes, I am doing that. Well, that's not new. I've been doing that for years. I don't do it very often anymore, every once in a while. It's like, I tend to do it when it's later in the day, I want to sleep at night, but I want to still take more Adderall, so I'll smoke half of one or something, maybe a full one, but I tend to feel like it keeps me awake less to smoke it. So, I guess I'll wrap this up here relatively soon. Maybe not instantly, but Butler grounds out. You think you have that genetic defect where pot doesn't affect you? Oh, wow. That'll kill you, Ty. I know a guy who had to be brought back to life from doing that. Good job. He boots the ball. Way to fuck up, Altuve. We'll take that. We'll take that all day, every day. Wild Dog gets on base by the error. Now Jacob Wilson is at the plate. Come on, Jacob Wilson, we want you to get a big hit, maybe bases too. Maybe 3 or 4 even, that would be just fine with everybody, including me. Come on, let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Uh-oh, and 2. Jacob Wilson, what will you do? Come on, Jacob Wilson. It's not time to go start cooling off now. Let's just keep it up. Keep up the good work. And get a clutch single here. Oh, he swings and misses. He doesn't strike out very often, but he did there. Boo failure, boo, a boo failure. All right, Spence. You have 1 run in the first 3 innings. Let's get through the 4th here. 52 pitches. Yeah, 52 pitches. You bet $500 that one of the teams will win. Well, that's not a very fair bet because the other person doesn't have any chance. There are no ties in baseball. I guess you could bet that it would be uh, like called on account of something and then restarted on a different day. For a team to hold the way they have, and a lot of that responsibility to have fallen on the shoulders of the pitching staff. No, I think the team's doing great. I think we're all feeling the sting of a rough start to the season, a rough May. But I think we're all feeling a lot of genuine optimism and enthusiasm. We've got some exciting young players, and we just need to get a little bit more pitching, just a little bit more. That's called a blower's bet. I don't know. I don't do sports betting. I do play some poker, but I wish I didn't because I'm not any good at it. Granted, I play low stakes, so it's not like I lose a lot of money, but it just kind of feels like a waste of time because I rarely win. Good job. That's a nice double play, guys. That's a tough double play. One thing I will give Kurtz is, as a first baseman, he can stretch out quite well. He can like basically do the splits, and he's fairly tall, so he can stretch a long way. And he consistently gets anything thrown his way. He's a good first baseman. And you can see he's a long time first baseman. That's his position. You been on the glass pipe tonight or not? No, I have no glass pipes. Well, maybe there's some kind of a glass pipe around here, but this is wooden, this pipe. And this is, well, you could call it glass, I guess. This is glass and this is glass. This is silicone, as are these parts. What about you? Have you been on the glass pipe tonight? Have you been puffing away at the meth? Puffing away. Am I Zionist Yehudi Israel? I don't even know what that means. I'm Eric. I don't know what all that other stuff is. But I don't think any people are named that. Stand up double here, but 2 out. Alright, Spence, just need to get one more out here in the inning, you're fine. Oh, they represent people's celebration of a lack of upcoming floods. Where do you think NASDAQ will go up or down tomorrow? Well, given global instability, it's likely to be volatile, kind of going jaggedly up, down, but generally trending down. But sometimes the stock market is not responsive in the ways we expect to what might be deemed global uncertainty. Certainly, like if there's some sort of Raytheon stock or something, that'll do well. What I was looking at right now is called Sunday Sherb. Sunday Sherb is what this one is called. There's another bag around here. Maybe Rich will take it. The other one is a hybrid. I forget what it's called. But it might be something like Citrus Tsunami or something, you know. So through a Brillo pad. So I think you know. I actually don't know. I didn't know that meant you smoked crack. You smoked through a Brillo pad. If you had said I smoke out of a broken light bulb, I would have said, oh, okay, I know what you're doing. There's a serious pit bull problem in Denver. Well, what is the natural predator of pit bulls? That's right, chupacabras. So what you should do is bring a lot of chupacabras to Denver and let them naturally call the pit bull population. There you go, problem solved. You're welcome. Once again, I am the hero that saves the day. That's just how it is for me around here, you know? Constantly engaging in heroic day saving. Dale gas! I'd argue it's not a pit bull problem. Pit bull problem, it's a people problem. Well, perhaps it is a people problem. A people problem of populating pit bulls. Imprudently. Tyler Soderstrom, it is time for you to get a big home run. Big hit home run. Ready? You're going to tie it up with one swing right here. It's your time to shine. Don't make me tell you you stink. I mean, let Tiffany tell you. Oh, he caught it. That's a good catch. That's a great catch. Giorno. But you know what, Guillorme, it's only because he has such bad mobility that he had to dive to catch it, and he misplayed it initially also. Yeah, like Dallas just said, he's not going to win any track meets anytime soon. If he'd been a normally fast guy, not even fast, he wouldn't have had to dive at all for that. He's all big and slow. What is that? I guess it's a stem from the weed. Ugh. Nobody wants to drink a stem. Come on, Rook.
Well, if you're wondering at home, let me tell you, 78 feet. 78 feet is how far he had to run for that baseball.
No, he didn't try to do circusy. He just didn't play it very well, so he had to do it circusy. He's not. If you saw him running, you'd be like, okay, yeah, you're right. He totally was struggling to get there in time where a less, say, ample person might get there a little faster. Oh, Rooker, taking strike 3. Come on, guys. You're causing me dismay. Is that what you want? You want to cause me dismay? Just like we did dismay? Don't call me dismay. Cause me dismay in June as well. Ahead again quickly. 0-2.
And that's fouled into the dugout, or by the dugout for the Astros. It was a big pop yesterday for Kurtz.
Yeah, Kurtz got in on the action. It's a pretty good arm as well. You got the backing of that Royals bullpen. Kurtz able to spin on one.
Stirring the pot.
Stirring it up. That boy.
Stirring it up, I guess, is what they're saying. Is I assumed it was stirring the pot, but it's just stirring it up.
Closer of the Kansas City Royals in a tied game.
Aya Kiere Surumba Asi.
It was like pretty cool.
Aya Kiere Surumba Como. Great, well, she wants their Roomba here.
A wonderful ability.
She wants
Adaptability at this level.
their room. What's a Roomba? Is that Spanish for Roomba? Like the little robot vacuum cleaner?
You know, if you were to put it
That's the pit bull problem.
a pitching perspective, it'd be like coming up to the big leagues.
Ay, 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 ay.
Except for when you get
There's so many pit bulls.
just not what you're used to.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap up this live stream and pay attention to the rest of the baseball game and then probably head to bed for a good night's sleep. Mr. Worldwide won't leave Denver. Okay, Eric, new team options. Israel, Iran, or America? I'll take America, William. Thanks for asking. Sorry to be bailing right when you got here, but I'm going to take off. Have a good evening, everybody. Love you all. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese.